Hi everybody! For today's episode I wanted to talk about something that I encountered recently and think every writer faces at some point in some form or another. For me this was something I thought I had clear in my head early, but even then I still encountered story block. While I've written this book off my dad's base story, doesn't mean that there weren't issues. When I first read the book I could see the way the story flowed, but it was clunky and scattered and didn't make a lot of sense. I knew I wanted to make it flow smoothly and clearly. I started working on restructuring and rewriting it. I was working on it chapter by chapter and thought I knew where I wanted it to go. I made it through the first act, about 6 chapters, when I came to a block. The plot point at the end of Act 1 wasn't compelling or believable that my character would pursue it over the rest of the book. I knew it was a moment that I needed to get right so that when I read it, I wanted to keep reading. But as I wrote it, I could feel that I couldn't believe that my main character would be motivated to do what I wanted her to do to drive the story forward. I set up a brainstorming session with a friend, someone that I had worked with before and valued their input into the story ideas. We talked about the overarching plot and story, motives of the characters involved, and possibilities. We spent a couple of hours talking about the story. Besides getting more excited that this was a good story, they also exposed a couple of ideas that felt stronger for the character, a more believable motivation that could carry the story through to the third act. Unfortunately for me, now I have to go back and rewrite the beginning. But with that story point now very clear in my head, I think it will be easier to write knowing where it's going. This may not work for everybody or in every situation, but for me this really helped. Well, that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, share and subscribe, and looking forward to sharing more of this development process with you all soon.